Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories freezing Stamford breeze echoed through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Thank you once again for finding the time to be with me for another edition of the Chelsea News Roundup show. I do hope you're all doing well. We have quite a lot lined up to talk about, and Chelsea are moving mad. Stealth mode, and things are just clicking like this. And the most important thing is that the players we're looking at all want to join us. So it makes it difficult for other clubs that are interested to even try to make a move or hijack it. In the case of Jorrel Hato, I heard Manchester United tried to hijack the deal, but he said no, he only wants to join Chelsea. But that's why dropping the likes on the stream. The likes that do go a long way. We'll talk about Hato. We'll talk about Simons. We'll talk about Christopher Nkunku. We'll also talk about Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling, Carney Chukwuemeka, a whole lot of stuff. And be rest assured, as the show progresses, if anything new emerges, this will be the first place you'll hear about it. Trust us, we have lots of people out there looking out for us that if anything new is that alert us and say, talk about this. Or Breezer just said this. Or Vince just posted this. But that's, by the way, more likes, people, more likes. The likes that do go a long way. We still do back for likes. Yes, we're still a smaller account, but we're getting there, getting closer and closer to 27,000 subscribers. What do we have? Temidayo Oluwarokenmi, nice to see you. Your background song, Coachila, thank you. Glad you like it. It's difficult to usually get a good one because they all sound mechanical because it's AI. Let's see. Big up to you there, my bro. And I have Kataka, nice to see you. Thank you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. We are waiting for Here We Go. Yeah, and hopefully it happens soon. I appreciate you, my bro. Much love to you. Chelsea King 879 says, so from what I've heard, personal terms have been agreed between Chelsea and Hato and Xavi too. So it's now just the price. And I like it. We do our homework for players. And I don't remember, I can't remember the last time we went for a player and they said, no, they don't want to come to us. They want to join a different club. So it's a good sign for me. And I love that. Big up to you too, Ty. You know what to do. Always nice to see you here. I do appreciate you finding the time to join the show. More likes, people, more likes. I tried to trigger the command. Nightbot didn't listen to me. What in the freaking world is he waiting for? Let me try it one more time. Let me just do help, not more likes actually. So I pinned that one because we're streaming in vertical format. So more likes. 32 people following the show currently on YouTube, but just 6 likes in total. We have 120 people, 32 on YouTube. The rest is shared between X and Facebook. Whether equally, I do not know, but please take a second, drop a like on the video. It doesn't take much. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, chances are you don't know how to do that. But from my experience, you just have to press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, which is the like, comment, and share option. So please help us garner more likes. The likes that do go a long way. Hi to you too, Mr. Brendan Sherlock. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you too, Brendan. And Wycliffe Barish is here. When we signed Gittins early in the window, rival fans and even some Chelsea supporters dismissed our strategy, saying we couldn't win the league with kids. Now they are singing a different tune. Yeah, they're concerned, and that's a good thing. Chelsea are not focusing on okay, building for the future. Okay, let's see what we have here. Yeah, it's starting the show isn't quite it isn't that as straightforward really. A lot you can say have to be ready to go before I get started. We are moving fast. I reckon Siemens and have to get done sooner. Jay, nice to see you, my bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. So without wasting much of your time, we will start addressing the items we have lined up. And by the way, I hope you're still celebrating. I'm still celebrating. I think I don't know if I've missed a day. Every day I post something either by replying to someone's comments or maybe posting something something new with regards to our club World Cup win. We're the current champions, and I want us to be unbearable for the rest of the footballing world until it clocks 4 years. And even at that, we're still going with the sentence, yeah, we're the first club that won the official club World Cup. So I think they're in trouble and they know. So the first item we have here, let's talk about Jorrel. I think I've heard when I was watching one of his highlights, the commentator did pronounce it as Jorrel Hato. So hopefully I will not forget again. So Jorrel Hato to Chelsea is getting closer and closer and closer. So Jorrel Hato has made it clear he wants to join Chelsea. And apparently Manchester United wanted to hijack the deal and they told him, nah, it's Chelsea or nothing. And that makes me happy. Once again, there's a pattern. If you've been paying attention, all the players we've been signing of late all want to come to us. All of them want to come to us, and that makes it difficult for other clubs that are interested in signing the players in question to even speak with the selling club. Okay, if we play like we did in the Club World Cup final this season, we won't have any problems. Shane Dickens, I think, will be changing approach. It depends on who we're playing against. Say my name. Whoa, the champions. And we have our senior panelists on here. Bobby, thank you for finding the time to be with me. I know it's very late for you. I appreciate you. And I promise you things will change eventually. But this is the only time I can be consistent right now. So I'm going to read the items we have about Jorrel Hato. Jorrel Hato. That's the correct way to say his name. Okay, the first item reads, that's from Ben Jacobs. Jorrel Hato has made it clear he wants to join Chelsea. And let me remix that a bit. Chelsea and Chelsea alone. He has no interest in joining any other club because apparently Manchester United tried to hijack the deal and he refused them. He rejected them. I think that's the preferred word by the fan base. And this is from the transfer guru himself, Fabrizio Romano, which reads, Chelsea have reached agreement on personal terms with Jorrel Hato, and the defender has asked Ajax to leave. So definitely it's going to happen. The second paragraph reads, negotiations advance into final stages as fee discussed now around 40 million euros. Boy, these owners, shrewd businessmen. Third paragraph reads, Hato informed the Ajax management and the manager of his clear desire to join the CFC. That latter part of the report makes me very happy. And Jay here is saying, breaking Atletico Madrid joined the broke ASS union. Bobby, that's by the way, I know this news will make you very happy. And just to give you context why this will make you happy, he's really good aerially. I think he provides competition. His competition for what's his name, Cucurella. If anything, Cucurella has experience over him. Look at this. Jorrel Hato compared to Cucurella aerially, he's miles ahead of Cucurella aerially. Defensive duels, he's miles ahead of Cucurella. Even though we think Cucurella is very good, that's to show you we're signing a very, very good player. Total assist miles ahead over Cucurella. Progressive passes, you could say miles ahead over Cucurella also. The only thing that Cucurella has over him, possession one. So you could argue they complement each other. And you could argue also both can actually be on the same pay, on the same on the pitch at the same time, because Jorrel Hato can also play as a center back, left center back to be precise. So this is an excellent signing. I don't know if you can see the graph on the screen, but so he's competition, not backup. He will learn from Kukurea because, of course, Kukurea is more experienced. But look at this, what we have on the screen. And he played, Hato played 2,784 minutes. Kukurea played a lot more, actually. So the kid is efficient, and I'm happy. And I've always believed that would be the next signing. I think somebody did ask me a question who I believed at the time will be Chelsea's signing. I did say with conviction that it's going to be Hato. But Bobby, let's hear you. I know his aerial ability, a success rate will make you happy. Defensive duels one, I know you'll be happy with him. He can be physical, even though he's not the biggest, and can only get better. But let's hear you, Bobby, and thank you for joining us on the panel. I do hope you're doing well.
Yeah, big up, coach. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame Dante isn't here because I
He's
would have
my,
really
my, my
addressed
oh, talk about the
would have
devil.
addressed him. Is he here?
Look at him. The
Bring
moment
him
you
on,
say
bring
it's a
him on.
shame that he isn't here, boom, I saw him on backstage. But go ahead.
Yeah, bring him on. Big up Dante. Yeah, there's something he was saying yesterday. And look, this kid is 19 years old.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if these children wear captain's armbands in, for want of a better word, somewhat lesser clubs. You know, Ajax, yes, it is a European giant, but it's playing in a lesser league. And coming to Chelsea is an enormous step up for him. He's not going to care about any mushroom captain's armband he's holding there. I've had this argument with Dante before, about Andre Santos. It doesn't apply when you move up in club pedigree. And look, he is there as competition. I envisage if he's as good as they say, you may find in maybe about 2 seasons, he's overtaken Cucurella. Remember Cucurella's 27, just turned 27. 2 more seasons, you're looking at a 29-year-old player. It's still in his peak. He would probably be coming to the end of his contract then. You never know what can happen. So this kid's going to really fancy his chances. And right now, Chelsea is a very, very appealing prospect. I looked at the Instagram from Xavi Simons. I want to join the world champions. Now, nothing's over till it's over. Of course not. You have to wait until they've actually signed and they're holding up that shirt. But we are a very attractive prospect, and there is room to play simply because of the competitions. We played Conference League this season, went into the Club World Cup, admittedly, ended up playing 64 games in the whole season. And this is after going out early in the domestic cups. It would have been a lot more had we traveled further in those competitions. So, look, we have to be excited about the prospect of this project. A lot of players are going to go, but they're going to revamp the key areas, and this is a very important area. And Mr. Hato knows that. Also, I have to address this Man United thing. It's almost laughable. Man
No, they tried to
United,
hijack it, right?
well, they're delusional right now. They've destroyed so many players. They are. There's a saying that we used to have when I was a kid, that your eyes are bigger than your stomach when you go and eat too much and you can't eat anymore and you're full up and you're sick. They're punching right now. Yes, it's the Man United. Yes, they have the name and the biggest club in the world. All that all means nothing right now. Right now, it means nothing. United are in the doldrums. They have no European football, and they should be cutting their cloth. All this trying to go back to the days where you could just go and pluck players like that. Nobody wants you. One minute they're saying, "Oh, you want." I've mentioned this so many times. Jackson ain't going there. What's he going there for? They've got two marquee, high financed strikers already. Going there for what? Even if he's going to be the main man, as it were, which I doubt, it's just going to create a toxic situation. So them coming after this player, that player, it's their propaganda machine going into overdrive to try and give them relevance. And boy, I have to look for Gary Neville's X feed because he was moaning about Chelsea buying players last season. At least we bought children, we bought kids who could comply with the fact that there wasn't European football at at the level at the time, but there would be look forward. In fact, when we first started our children's recruitment, we were coming from finishing at a position of 12th, which means we had no European football at all. So that is the sort of thing that they would need to do. Anyway, this isn't the Man United talk. This is the Hato situation. Of course, I'm excited, Coach. He's not, I don't believe he is quite as small as he looks.
No, he's not
If
small.
if it's true, I mean, if he's 1.9 meters, then that's over 6 foot, well over 6 foot.
Yeah.
If that's the case, and from what I've heard, I can't say I know this kid. Honestly, I wouldn't tell you
No,
I'm.
I know him. I'm not just going by
He's
clips
I'm
because on
182,
YouTube and
Bobby,
all that.
182.
Yeah.
okay, 182. That's touching 6 foot, isn't it? So he's not
But
that
more
small,
importantly, but more importantly,
and
leap
he
is
is.
important. He has a
Leap
huge
is
leap,
important.
excellent leap in him. Go ahead.
But coach, that kid's going to be more of a left back than anything else, and he knows that. Another
That's
issue
fine. That's
here
fine
is
by
that
me.
as Enzo Maresca now wants to stamp his authority on this team, he's looking for this not only just this Swiss Army knife type of player, but he wants different tactical permutations. He wants Chelsea not to be predictable. He wants them to play the high press like they did against PSG, compact the midfield sometimes, play a counter attack. These in-game formations that he was almost toying with in the Club World Cup is where he wants to go. And I think if we get this guy and Xavi Simons, and they don't both do what they say on the tin, we should be excited for next season.
I'm
Very
already
excited.
excited. I again, I know the players, two of them very well. I'm happy, and I've always known we'll get the Hato, Jorrel Hato deal over the line. Bobby, thank you for that contribution. I'm going to catch up what we have in the chat, come back to the panel, and let's hear Dante talk about him. I don't know if he's in the bathroom there in Dubai. Sounds like the echo is crazy because probably wouldn't want to wake up his wife on vacation.
I am in the bathroom, yes.
Dante is just living the life right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
He's
my
having fun.
goodness.
Let me give you some secret.
He's
He's gonna go to the new sponsors, the sponsors we had on our shirt at the end of the season. They
yeah,
invited him. How he
he
got that? He hasn't
he's
told me
doing
the
the
sort of
deal for
connections he
us.
has. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Bobby.
he's doing that deal. Dante is getting us our new sponsors because this hanging out in Dubai, we need to look into that.
We need to, man. Big up, AB. Nice to see you. It's hard to believe he's only 19. Yep, given his footballing intelligence and the way he applies himself on the pitch, he has that leadership quality, and I welcome that. We need to have more leaders on the pitch, not just one, two, three here. We need to have leaders in every
Coach,
position.
we're full of leaders now.
Yeah,
We're
we
full
are.
of them
I'm
now.
just saying we need more. Let me stick with that. But go ahead with what you were saying.
No, I mean, going back to the armband thing, Santos, this guy, Fernandez, Cucurella has become a leader. Colwell's become a leader, not to mention our captain already. We've got players now that I see João Pedro, he's a bit of a leader, especially in terms of the attacking thrust. We have that now. I don't really want us to be talking about, oh, we need lead. No, we're full of leaders. The kids that wore the captain's armband elsewhere, they will mature into leaders with more time at the club. But at the moment, these people that have been there from the beginning of the project, you can see they've risen up. Calabar, even on the pitch, is a leader. We have them, and that can only work well for the team.
Yeah, rain. It hasn't happened yet, but you can say close to. Chances are, as we're still again, as the show progresses, we might get a here we go. That's how close it is. Jorrel Hato. Just avoid Garnacho. Garnacho could still happen because we're hearing something that suggests even if we sign Xavi Simons, we could
Oh,
still sign
please.
Garnacho. So
Oh,
it could
please.
still happen. I don't want it to happen, but
Ah,
it's looking like it could happen.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm just hoping we get these two over the line based on all the things I've heard. Because it's not done till it's done, you know.
Hmm.
But
All right.
Garnacho, we don't need bad blood in the team. We really don't.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about his temperament. I don't follow these kids and their behavior on social media. But from what I've heard, I'm hesitant.
All right. After signing both Xavi and Hato, Chelsea needs to add Morgan Rogers and Mike Maignan. That's overkill, especially in the case of adding Morgan Rogers. I think maybe a goalkeeper, but I'm not too sure that's going to happen. Even if we don't sign a goalkeeper, I'm not concerned. And in all honesty, I know he's made a lot of mistakes. I'm just going to go by what I heard the manager said, that he's an interesting one, that he will save you more points than the mistakes he will make, costing you to lose a lot of points, honestly. And he's an excellent shot stopper. Just that moment of lapses in concentration every now and then. But that's, by the way, I'm going to catch up with what we have in the
Based on
chat.
how
Come
he
back to the
ended the
panel, and
season,
we will discuss the
I have
goalkeeper.
to agree with that.
And we will
Based on
dis-
how Sanchez ended the season, I have
Mhm.
to agree with that point. That he'll save you more than he'll lose you.
Honestly, that's the truth. But unfortunately, there's a way for the average football fan see things. But we'll talk about the goalkeeping issue. We'll leave that for last because we have other items we have lined up here that we want to talk about. After signing both Xavi and everything you said, I think we've talked about that. Forget Kukurea. If I were a Cowell Badiashile, I will be scared. He is a competition for all our defenders because, yeah, the season before the just concluded season, he played the entirety of the season as a centre back and was excellent. In the just concluded season, he played as fullback and was excellent too. And he says, Jay is saying, I hope Hato can play the overlapping. He can. Look at him. Look at his expected assist. That reflects that yeah, he's capable of operating as a traditional fullback. And watch him too. He's always in the opposition box and also on his own box defending too. Hato Had to attack left. Now I got what you did there. All right, let's see what else we have here. Big up to you too, coach. I think I would join your beliefs. In Enzo Maresca, but I don't want it to get my hopes high. I was you were listening to journalists talking about Manchester City wanting to replace Enzo Maresca. If Pep Guardiola if Pep leaves, they want to replace him with Enzo Maresca. Let's see. Let's see what happens. At least it's not going to be now. I am still convinced that Eze as well can still add some values to Chelsea despite his age of 26 years. But his versatility is phenomenal and would add lethal
No,
dynamics
the
of our
wages,
attack. Here's
coach.
the thing. I
We
think
don't
we
need the
were
wages.
interested, but probably because he made it open that he wants to join Arsenal. That's the reason why we pulled up. Rain, nice to see you.
No, coach, he
Dante,
wants the bag. Put
okay.
it that way.
Yeah, more money too.
He's
Yeah, exactly. I heard
this is
that.
going to be his last big sort of move,
Okay.
and in his case, his only big move. So he's going for the bag.
All right. Dante, let's hear you. And the Chelsea King, I'm going to highlight that goalkeeper talk. We will address that once we're done addressing the items we have lined up. Let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I will assume you're having a good conversation with a community member, which you're allowed to do. We encourage that, actually. But let's hear you answer your thoughts. Jorrel Hato, it looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, big up, Coach
Big
Bobby.
up to you.
Yeah, everyone in the chat. Yeah, look, very excited. I like the player, I like the profile. like I said, I've had a couple of worries why maybe he might not be too good, but if he's prepared to come, and that's music to my ears. That's exactly what you want to hear. That he's prepared to come and play, and doesn't mind being a little bit of an understudy. But as someone said in the chat, I think it was AB there. He might actually play quite a little bit as well as a left centre back as well. So he's versatile. So he can play the centre back, like you said, more of a centre
Are you
back than
able
a
to
left back.
see? Are you able to see the numbers on the screen? How he compares to Kukurea?
Yeah. Again, these wheels, yeah, that depends who you're playing against, what league you're in, how your team plays, the way Ajax plays, and who they play. A lot of those little
For
teams that play
context,
in
it's
the Dutch
important.
league,
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it makes a big difference. So, look, he can't do what Cucurella does. No player pretty much in the world can do that at the moment, what Cucurella does. But he can learn because he's very young. Hopefully, he doesn't grow too much bigger because he's still growing. At 19, he's still growing. He's still getting tall. He's 182, but don't be surprised if he's going to end up 6'2" or something, 6'3" by the end of his growth spurt. So, um, yeah, we'll wait and see. But I'm very happy he's coming. I'm happy he wants to come, and that's the reports that he said he wants to come. Maresca will use him accordingly. He'll use him for certain matchups. Probably not that overlapping fullback. I don't see him playing that left winger.
You
I
think
don't see that happening.
he's
He's
gonna use
never
him in
really
a
done that.
traditional
But like I
manner?
said, he can learn. So it's a really, if you want an understudy, yeah, Cucurella is perfect. So yeah, very excited. Like I always said, very classy young player. He's physical. He's got leadership qualities. So he's got everything you want. I was just worried he might not come because maybe he's got higher hopes, or he wants to go somewhere where he's guaranteed to start. But if that's the case, I'm very, very happy. Yeah, I'm elated that he wants to come. So that's perfect. That means Maresca's talked to him because he's definitely talked to him about it. So that means there's a plan in place. So yeah, very excited.
Yeah, and once again, Chelsea King will talk about the goalkeeper issue at the end. Mark my words, Hato will play with Kukurea as a part of the back for Kukurea will invert, and Hato will be the left, of the back three. I think that makes sense. So he's probably going to play a lot. Hato does not look or play like a 19-year-old. His footballing intelligence, honestly. Touchline gets in half a space as Xavi on the left side, touchline NATO and half space Palmer on the right, with flying fullbacks on both sides. Wow, we are breaking every type of defense. Yeah, low block, bring them on. We're prepared. Dante, can you talk about that a bit? I think you could say if we sign Siemens, I think it'd be accurate to say that we'll be properly equipped to deal with teams that defend deep.
Exactly. And that's what Maresca's wanted. And you can see the way he played in the Club World Cup. He changed it up a little bit so he can play different ways. When João Pedro came in, well, you can play differently. Xavi Simons comes in, you can play differently. He's very much breaks low blocks very well, just because the way he plays. So he'll start left wing. Cucurella can overlap, and he becomes an inside forward. This is the role they were looking at in Nkunku to try and do, and we tried. He tried. Maresca tried a lot, but unfortunately, Nkunku just did not fit that role for some reason. He couldn't get it going. So Maresca wanted more players that are a bit more versatile, and that's exactly what he's got because he can. You have players against low block. Jackson cannot play against low blocks. He's never played well against low blocks. I think he's got 1 or 2 goals against low blocks since he's been in the Premier League. So he's never done it against low blocks. Now we have those players that can do it. You got João Pedro, Delap. Delap not that good against low blocks, but João Pedro definitely is. So you've got versatility, and Xavi Simons, another one. So that's what he wanted. He wanted to have a side that can play against low blocks, and he wants his traditional wingers like Gittins. People are saying no to Garnacho, but watch that one. That might happen. You got those wide wingers only that can come in, that can play against teams that
Do
are
we
a bit higher
really
up,
just
where you
quickly? Do we
destroy them in
need?
behind.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Do we really need Garnacho? Is this market
No, we don't
opportunity?
need Nacho, but I wouldn't say no to him on a loan or anything like that because it's a long season. There's a lot of games. And I know a lot of Chelsea fans have a problem with depth and having too many good players in one position. But if you want to win stuff and you want to win everything, you need to have two really good players in each position. So even a third young one like a Garnacho, especially the wingers, where you pick up a lot of injuries as the wingers normally. So I mean, imagine Gitten gets injured. Well, that we won't have any other left winger, out and out left touchline winger. That's it. It'll be only Gittens then. So if he gets injured, we won't have anyone else. So a lot of games you want to have that depth. You want to have that option to rotate. You want to have that option with the 5 substitutions. One's not playing well, you bring on the other one. So you want options for the manager. It's a long season. I always believe you've got to have more players. People are still stuck with the 22, 23 players, 24. No, 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 no. You need more players than that. You need a lot more players than that, in my opinion. I've always been of that belief in the Premier League, especially in the Premier League, how fast-paced it is, and the intensity, the physicality. Injuries always happen a lot more. So, yeah, I think he would actually... I think we might need another one just in case to have your bases covered. You don't want another situation like we had before, where you got an injury, 2 injuries, and then you've got no more wingers left. You have to play other players or really, really young players that are not really
It
ready.
looks
So
like the aim is to win everything, and I like that.
exactly. So
I
that's why
like that
Maresca
ambition.
would want another one. He wants to
Mm.
have that depth.
I like that ambition, really. But let's see what happens. It looks like we're bent on getting that Garnacho deal done. I don't want him, but if we sign him, it'd be because the manager wants him. I don't buy the say. I wouldn't call it agenda. The nonsense that the manager doesn't want him, that the sporting directors are trying to force the player on him. I don't think that happens. Jabulani might say that Jackson would not leave at Chelsea so that he fares fares up not with the lab and Pedro up front with the Palmer. Simons, Sanchez supplies of those killer passes to cook our opponent. Simons is an excellent passer of the ball. Hit the like button, people. We have 14 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We still have 30 people following the show on YouTube. So at least if half of you like it, it'd be 15 likes. So let's get the likes up. Jay says, it's Dante. He's in the sauna.
Yes, I'm in the spa, Jay. I'm in the
Yeah,
spa. I'm in
he's
the
in the
spa bath in
spa
my
in
ensuite.
Dubai.
Yes, I am actually. Yes.
All right, let's enjoy. We have Neto. Okay, we'll see. Playing with two quality tens and Palmer and Xavi behind João Pedro is something that excites me. Yeah, I think the ambition is the players we're signing reflects the ambition of the owners. Really, they want to win everything. In all honesty, so for me, Jorrel, it's pronounced Jorrel Hato for me. Bring. I really do like him. A good player. So this says Mike Pendas will be loaned to Strasbourg and will join on Monday for a training camp. He's expected to be the number one goalkeeper next season ahead of Carl Johnson. I'm not so Johnson. I'm not sure who Carl Johnson is, but I think something I wanted to say is this: before sending him on loan there, I think probably we're sure he's going to be the starting goalkeeper. Otherwise, I don't think he'd be joining them. Maybe we have that sort of agreement. If we send them a player, you can say it'd be their priority to develop the player. Otherwise, we're not going to send that there. I think that's one of the advantages of having them afar as access to channel. I don't know, Bobby, you want to add anything to that? Pendas going on loan to Strasbourg. With the way Petrovic developed, I don't know whether it's down to the quality of the league, but Pendas has a talent to succeed there and do well. Maybe comes in. Maybe comes back and competes with maybe he'd come back next season and compete with the goalkeepers we currently have at the club. But let's hear you, Bobby. All right, Dante, go ahead. It looks like Bobby isn't ready to speak now. Chances are
Sorry,
he.
Coach.
Okay. No, Pendas going on
What was-
loan. Going on loan to Strasbourg.
I
And
think that's what we wanted, isn't it? We were
Get out of the
looking
spa,
for
Bobby.
that.
mm,
Can you hear me?
yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. Yeah.
Strasbourg was the next step up for him in his development. So let's see how he does. I think it's a great opportunity for him. He has European football. I think they're in the UEFA. Um, they're in the UEFA Cup, aren't they?
Yeah,
If
they
not,
at the
they're in the
conference league, I
Conference
think
League.
so. Now, for some
Conference League.
reason, it was gonna be Europa League, but then what's the name? Monaco, they will not be relegated again. I think something I can't quite remember what happened exactly. I think Conference League, but they in Europe. Let's just stick with that. But go ahead.
I think it's excellent exposure for him. He's a very young player, not to mention goalkeeper, and we just have to watch how he develops. I mean, this is the thing about the project. We are developing players, and developing players sometimes need to go to places elsewhere to develop. Sometimes they need to be part of the squad, but that's if you are slightly more advanced. I think he'll do well. Another player I'd like to see perhaps go on loan somewhere. I don't know if Maresca, because he likes him, if he'll do that, is uh, Tyreek George. I think Tyreek George could have done well going to Strasbourg, but I think all the places are full up now.
I wanted to ask you this, Bobby. Do you think again they have the obligation to develop him, or do you think maybe the only he only gets to become to be the number one goalkeeper if he's better than the goalkeeper they currently have, or do you think whenever we send players there, they'd be obliged to develop that player?
I think there is. I mean, what goalkeeper do they have since Petrovic has left? I don't
I
know.
don't
I
I don't
don't
know
know.
him very well. Carl
Yeah.
Johnson.
Well, I think there is a certain measure of obligation there. It's not that they are compelled, but they do have to try him because he's coming from the mothership, as it were. That's one of the, do we call it a disadvantage? I don't know. That's one of the things about being a subsidiary club that affects the ego of their fans because fortunately the players we've been sending to them have been excellent, but they are somewhat obliged to use them. If he goes there and he doesn't get game time, then there was no point in him going there. And the mothership will be very angry. The Chelsea ownership that have been plying money into Strasbourg would not be happy. So I don't. I think they could do worse. He's not a bad goalkeeper. I've seen a few clips of his games. Let's see how he does. But if they don't use him, then it will be such a waste of time because he could have gone somewhere or stayed where he is, and they use him. I think that conversation would have been had, and he would be used unless he really, really messes up. Then where we can look forward to seeing him as the Strasbourg number one.
Yeah,
He's going there
Carlito,
to be
nice to
number
see you
one.
here.
Yeah.
I do hope you're doing well, and congratulations for getting all those things you've listed there correctly. Correct. I don't know. Let me know what you've won for that. Dante, you want to come in? The question about whether that
Yeah.
Strasbourg, whether you can say there's an obligation for them to develop players, we send it to them. To a Bobby believes to a certain measure, and I believe that may well be the case. As long as the player is good enough to start, he'd start over the players they have there, and we actually have helped them. I don't know. Um, he wants a parade. I don't know the last time they played in Europe. I don't know, but Dante, let's hear you. Do you think
Yeah.
they're obliged to develop the players we sent to them?
Yes, they are. Yes, we do own them. Let's not forget that. So yes, they are. Everything that gets done, we have the final word on that. So they're 100%. And Penders is going there to be number one. Johnson, the one that started, he's a 35-year-old backup keeper. So he's not a number one goalkeeper. The one they had backing up also Petrovic, they had a young Moroccan who was supposed to be the next guy. Well, he was sold to Sporting Braga, so he's gone as well. So Penders is coming in to be number one. So he'll definitely play from day one, in my opinion. And yeah, perfect exposure. A lot of games, especially European games as well. So he will play in Europe as well. So that's perfect exposure. That's the next step up for him. So, like Bobby said, so yeah, it's perfect development. They're going to have a strong team, Strasbourg. They've got a lot of good players. We've sent them a few good players. They're signing a couple of really good players. So yeah, it's perfect. I think there's no point staying at Chelsea and just being a second, third goalkeeper. Yeah, no, hardly playing. He's going to play from day one.
Yeah, that
That's
will
exactly what
stifle
you
his
want,
development.
and that's always been the plan. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think he's going
Could
to
it
do very
be
well as well. I look
just
forward to
quickly,
seeing a lot of
Dante?
his games.
Could it be that he's one of the main reasons why we're reluctant about signing a goalkeeper? The belief in his abilities,
Yeah.
you said, to become a top level goalkeeper is one of the reasons why we're reluctant going into the market to look for
Yeah.
another goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think a little bit of that, but I don't think that's something. I think if Magnan's available,
That
someone there that
doesn't
we
wield
can
much
get.
of an influence, right?
Yeah, not short term. Let's not forget he's 19. He's very young, this kid. So he's for goalkeeping, for a goalkeeper, that's extremely young. So again, and he's very tall. He's very big. He's 6'7", but he's only 9. He's still actually growing, which is pretty scary. Hopefully, he doesn't get too tall. Yeah, it's no, it's not a short term for him. He when he's ready. Don't be surprised that he stays at Strasbourg even the season after. I would not be very surprised.
Given his age, right?
Yeah, I think it will most likely be more
You
than
could
like
say,
a
given
2-year
his
loan.
age plus what's going on at Chelsea, if we lose one of our starting goalkeepers next season, if he does well enough, I think we'd bring him back. So not,
And there's
I
always
don't
the
know,
option to
not just
recall him, coach.
go
There's
ahead.
always the option to recall him. Say, one goes down, a season-ending injury or something. There's always the option to recall him. We can do that with our sister club very easily. So yes, so he can then come and maybe if we really need him. Say both our goalkeepers get injured. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. You never know. So we have that option, but I think he'll be there on loan, definitely. And I wouldn't be surprised it'll be the year after it will be on there as a loan as well. Depends how good it does. But yeah, you saw with Petrovic, Petrovic is much older. People think Petrovic is young, but Petrovic is not that young. Petrovic is actually 27 now, I think. So Petrovic was not that such a young goalkeeper. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, I think it's the perfect move. I was always saying with Tobago and you on the shows, hopefully he gets that move because I want to see him play there. And I think it's just the next little stepping stone. It's a perfect next stepping stone. He'll get to experience there in the model, the same system as well. He'll improve his ball playing ability because he's not quite at the level needed, I think, for his ball playing ability. So he's going to improve that a lot there, just like Petrovic went and improved that a lot as there. So that's very important as well, part of his development.
That's a lot of detail there, and it does make sense that the pace of the French league allowed Petrovic the space to improve on his ball playing ability because it's not as high octane as the Premier League, so it
Correct.
does that argument does make sense. But that's, by the way, let's move on. Bobby, I don't know if you want to add anything to this. The next item we have lined up here. Let's see, what else do we have here? Nottingham Forest are one of a host of clubs to have registered an interest in Christopher Nkunku, but face serious competition for the former Leipzig star. Bayern wants him, and it does. I've read something that suggests his preference would be to join up Bayern, but it's clear now that he's definitely leaving. If he's not leaving, I don't think we'll be pushing to sign Xavi Simons. And I've read something that suggests even if we end up not selling him, Simons is coming because Simons is just, you could argue, an opportunity that we don't want to let pass by. But Nkunku, I think, leaves Chelsea. Where he goes, I don't know. Maybe he will be. I think that what I'm trying to reference says something that suggests he's willing to join them even late in the window. Because Bayern, I think their reluctance is because of the valuation of the player. They want to get him for a much cheaper price. But definitely I think he's leaving. I don't know, Dante. You think you think he there's a chance he stays or he leaves?
No, he's going. There's no point in him staying. The better player is coming in as well. So, and that's his position. So, for his age, he's at that age where he needs to go and play every week. And if he wants to get back into the French setup, which is still he's still in that French setup, but just on the fringes, and he's been falling out because he hasn't played with us. So he needs that move. And Bayern's perfect, like you said. Yeah, they have two players that have gone in Muller and then Musiala, obviously, out for the season. So he's would be perfect for them. I still think he'll probably end up there. I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking in the background, but no one really knows too much about it. But it just makes too much sense for him to go there, in my opinion.
I'd argue that he probably would rather go to Bundesliga than stay in the Premier League.
No, he's not staying in the Premier League. I think he knows it's not for him. I mean, if he does stay, well, any team that really does sign him in the Premier Leagues, if they've watched the last couple of seasons, 2.5 seasons, yeah, he's not built for the Premier League. In my personal opinion, I don't think he's built. It's not his style. So Italy, Germany, even Spain, perfect, but not the Premier League.
Yeah, I like him, and especially given the importance of players pressing on the Maresca's preferred approach, I think definitely it wouldn't make sense for him to stay. But Bobby, given how well he did, you could say relatively well. Not he wasn't nothing special actually. When he got the chance to play in the Club World Cup, Bobby was sounding as if he would want the club to give him another chance. Unfortunately, you could argue in his case, an L for the club, in my opinion. But Bobby, your thoughts, Christopher Nkunku? I think I would say actually 99.9 leaning towards him leaving. 99.9% leaning towards him leaving. I don't think he stays. If he stays, it'd be because willing buyers and again unable to meet Chelsea's valuation of Christopher Nkunku. But your thoughts? I know he did well enough, but I don't think he did anything to the measure at which I'd say maybe we should give him another chance. But let's hear you.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been explosive even at the Club World Cup
Yeah, explosive.
his
Explosive is the language. Yeah.
where his performance had been better than we'd seen him in a very very long time. Yeah, I mean, look, all the vibes and the noise is pointing to the fact that he will leave. As you've said, the issue is the buyer. I don't see Nkunku somehow fancying Nottingham Forest. That would surprise me. It's not impossible, but it would surprise me. I don't think he's really somebody that's about bully football,
Mhm.
although he will have the bullies around him.
No,
But
no chance, Bobby.
yeah, I don't think that's really his kind of club. Now, Bayern is probably what he's waiting for. I don't
I
know
think he would
why.
cook there.
Yeah, I mean, there's an opportunity for him there. Apparently, with the absence of Musiala for at least a season, or at least most of the season, he will get his chance to prepare for the World Cup there. However, we have to remember that Musiala himself wasn't a permanent starter at Bayern and would often come off the bench. But he knows
Muller,
the
yeah, but
German
Muller's gone
league.
as well now. So that's the second striker. That's his
Muller is
position
another
as
one,
well.
yeah. Yes, and he knows that league, and the club suits his profile, and so let's see what happens. For his sake, Bayern would be a better option. It's a shame the way it's turned out for him at Chelsea. He's injured most of the time, where he had great opportunities, and the times he had opportunities, he had lost form. So, okay, I mean, if Simmons is really the guy that can do what it says on the tin, then maybe it is time to part ways. I can't put a percentage on it because football's a funny business. It changes. You don't. It's not over till it's over.
Hmm.
He's not gone till he's gone. So we just have to wait and see. even the Renato Vega deal, yeah, it looks very likely, but you can't say anything until it happens. So,
Yeah, because there are plenty of reasons that could, one of which could lead to the, you could say, to the deal falling through.
well, we've had that nonsense with Atleti before. With what's his name? The name of that striker we were going for, and then suddenly was it we pulled out or he pulled out? I don't know, but
Samuel, yeah, yeah.
some Samu, yeah. So you really have to wait until it happens. But is he going to leave? It looks likely now, and he could be surplus now, and we don't want to operate with surpluses. We need squad depth. We need quality, but we don't need surplus. Surplus is a problem. So yeah,
And,
Not
and
as not at his age, yeah, not at his age and where he is in his career. No, definitely
yeah,
not.
and for context, that the Club World Cup, he played as a 10, right? One of the tens when we play with two tens.
Yes,
Okay. And if that's the case, then Hato, what's his name? Siemens is definitely his replacement because Siemens is a better passer of the ball than him. Siemens has better
yes, he's
vision.
got very high assist numbers compared to
Exactly.
Nkunku.
Better
Yeah, yeah.
vision, better passer at the ball. And Siemens can orchestrate a defense splitting pass from our own box, from his own box. He has that sort of vision. And he can dribble very well. I think he's a better dribbler than Nkunku, in my opinion. And he also contributes defensively too.
He presses.
Yeah, he
Yes,
presses very well. So, let's get Siemens. I mean, I liked him when we signed him, but right now, given the way the manager likes to play, it wouldn't make sense to keep him. Hope the buyers, potential buyers, will meet our club's evaluation of the guy. Let him move on. He's a consummate professional, I must say, which is, you can argue, which was why Maresca had to take him to Club World Cup. Never complains. Whenever you give him opportunity, he plays. At one point, I thought his body language did come across as him not being disinterested. Then I took my time to look at things and realize, yeah, given everything that was being said about him, his future at the time, Bayern interested in signing him, Chelsea wanting to sell him on a permanent and not loan him out first, and yada yada yada. That's enough to get one to come across as they're not again as being disinterested, because that the whole thing weighs on that individual. But that's, by the way, good luck to him. He does come across, yeah, as a good prof, and that's reflective again on the fact that the manager took him to the Club World Cup. But that's, by the way. Let's see, what else do we have here. More likes, people. 18 likes, and we still have 33 people following the show. We should be doing a lot better than that. In total, we have 194 people following the show, 33 on YouTube, the rest on X. So sources are confident that Chelsea can strike a deal to sign Xavi Simons. We've started negotiating with Leipzig. Let me see if I have that subsequent report here. And they are interested in signing Carney Chukwuemeka on a permanent. Borussia Dortmund, they wanted to take him on loan with an option for a purchase, not even an obligation for a permanent purchase. So, and we didn't want to do that. We wanted him gone on a permanent. So the moment I heard, from what I've read online, Leipzig made mention of him, we're like, yeah, let's talk. This reads, Carney Chukwuemeka is one of at least three players Leipzig have asked about a signing, and the midfielder also has interest from the Premier League, with Chelsea wanting to sell him permanently. So he may well, chances are he'd end up at Leipzig, and I don't think it'd be a bad option for him. The Bundesliga suits him very well, given how often he gets injured. I don't like the way Borussia Dortmund, their business. They just want, they want to sell on they want to buy players for cheap, or they don't pay. They don't pay well, but they sell. You can say they're one of the clubs that have made the highest amount of money from player sales. But
that's who they are. They're a
yeah,
seller club. Everybody knows that.
so listen, I don't know what you've read, but from what I've seen so far, I couldn't find all of them. It looks like Xavi Simons to Chelsea will also happen very soon, but Jorrel Jorrel Hato happening will happen first, clearly, given what. But I like this guy, and we've been tracking him since 2016 when he was still at Barcelona's academy. So probably he knows that. You can argue uh, that could be one of the reasons why, maybe one of the reasons why he said, yeah, he wants to go to Chelsea, knowing that, yeah, we've tracked him for a while now. Let's see, this guy, even, God forbid, but even if this guy is on life support, he will tell the doctors, excuse me, I have to correct this guy. But before I come
Yep.
to Dante to talk about the possibility of Chelsea signing, securing the signature of, okay, let me see the correction there. Xavi Simons. Let's read through what we have in the chat. We have Mr. Rugged Frankie. Rugged Frankie, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Here's the tip for you. Once you join, take a gander at the screen, see what's highlighted on the screen. That shows you that again. So whatever you see on the screen is the current topic. So right now we're talking about. I think when you joined, we were talking about Hato, but right now we're talking about Xavi Simons. But welcome, nice to see you again. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for joining. Hope your day doing well, because yeah, if you're in Canada, it should be around 3 p.m. and still, you could still be at work. But thank you. Chances are you're still at work, but thank you for joining us. It's not pronounced Javi. It's pronounced it's Xavi. Okay, thank you. Um, big up to you too, my bro. Much love to you, Dante. Xavi. Okay, Siemens. It looks like that deal. It looks like we'll secure that deal, and the fact they're interested in signing. I don't know how many players is signing. Let me just take at least one player from us, because the next report suggests that, yeah, they mentioned a few of our players. I think that makes it that you could say increases the possibility of us securing the signature of Xavi Simons.
Yeah, look, don't worry about Vic says. Just say pronounce it the way you want, coach. Don't worry. He's wrong. You're right. Don't worry about him. Yeah. Look, Xavi Simons is pretty much done, definitely. If the secret scout, he put a message up before, so that's pretty
Do
much
you
over the line.
trust them that well, so I can start trusting them too?
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's very, very good. When he says something, it's always happened. So pretty much, so he's very good. He's got connections there at those clubs as well, so that's why it helps as well. So yeah, that's definitely going to get done. Similar to the Hato one as well. So pretty much reported on both of them. So they will get done. Never say never, obviously, but it's pretty much 90%, 95%. It's pretty much done. So yeah, look, exciting. Like I said, he'll be a very, very big upgrade in my opinion on Nkunku. Just the way he plays, the way he scans the field, the way he plays with his head up, always looking for a pass and assist, and that reflects his assist numbers because they're quite high. He's an assist guy first, but he also loves to shoot on side, and that's because the way he plays with his head up all the time, he scans the field very, very well. That's his strength. So that's something I admire greatly in a player. That's the hardest thing for me, I think, is to do that. That just shows the technical ability you have when you can play like that and dribble your feet while your head is up and you're scanning the field at the same time. So that's very rare in players. Not many players quite do that to that level. So that's why I'm very excited about him, and that's why I think Maresca is probably very excited about him as well, because he knows he can use that. Especially, we had Madueke, someone that doesn't do that at all. Yes, he will assist a lot, and he's very unpredictable as well. So he'll shoot with his right, he'll shoot with his left. He's a fake. He does a lot of fakes like Cole Palmer, and you saw how well that works when you have the fake in your game. So yeah, he's very high on my list, and I'm very, very happy that we're signing him because, yeah,
Highly technically gifted.
correct. And now that obviously La Masa, coming up in the Barcelona system, one of the young star players there, that helps a lot. Obviously, his technicality was built there. So those players, yeah, especially when you're a little little bit on that shorter side, and you've got the low center of gravity. Well, it's pretty hard to all of those type of players, and they have that core strength as well, which is very important. That physicality, which is important, especially for the Premier League. So, yeah, look, very excited, and I think he's going to do very, very well at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's going to fit like a glove with that group, especially.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know why. My son, because every time we talk about players, he see again. I'm making videos. He's with me. He says he's watched his highlights. He's not afraid. He doesn't, which I usually say this way. He doesn't shy away from taking on opposition players. He's good. The way he picks up his passes, side foot, and more importantly, he looks up like you just said. And what I like the most about the signings we're making of late is that we're upgrading. We're not just signing players for the sake of it. If we're signing a player to a particular player, they're usually much better. And honestly, that does make me happy. Bobby, I don't know what you want to add to that. And Dante, you weren't here yesterday. Something I said. No, I'm not blaming Bobby, but because Bobby probably at the time maybe haven't done any research on Xavi Simons. So he watched a video. I think Nini was did suggest in the video that we go for DeAndre Yildiz over Simons. Yildiz is more of a winger, and Simons is more of a 10, which you can say he brings more balance. If we sign Yildiz, it'd be like having two players of too many too many players of the same profile. So yeah, him over Yildiz for me, in my opinion. But let's hear you, Bobby. Dante.
Yeah, exactly. No, I would choose definitely Xavi Simons over Yildiz as well, for that reason as well. But also Yildiz is one of those players that likes to play very pretty as well. He likes to do little tricks every now and then. He likes to look good on the field, and similar to how Jean Felix was. He likes to do a lot of those things. He likes to entertain as well. So it's a different type of player completely. Like you said, more of a winger, a little bit more powerful. He's quite powerful, Yildiz, which is good, but he's more of a winger.
I didn't know that aspect. Powerful. In what can you elaborate when you say he's powerful?
As
Is he
in
more
physicality,
physical?
he's quite a strong
Hmm.
kid, very strong. He's like heavier. He's a bit more heavyweight. He's got a more meat, coach. Just so if you want to elaborate.
How
Is that
do
what
I
you
know you
wanted?
were going
More
to say
meat?
that next?
You're waiting for the more meat, I know. Yeah, so he's more muscular. He's got the physique. He's quite a strong runner. He's a power runner. He's a bit more of a power runner than Xavi, where Xavi's more finesse, quick acceleration, and then he hasn't got the speed. Xavi doesn't have the speed. He's got the acceleration. He's got the quick acceleration, quick turns. Doesn't have the long range speed, where Yildiz is more that, which is more of a winger, of course. So like a Pedro Neto, for example, that more power runner, a bit more muscular, more power runner. So yeah, I definitely would choose for what we need. Yeah, definitely Xavi Simons, especially
Yeah,
against low
he brings
blocks,
balance. Yeah.
brings that balance and brings that creativity to break down low blocks and dribbling around play and little touches. And like I said, I already said 100 times, the head up. Yeah, that's for me. That's number one for me, for a footballer. Technically, that's for me. That's the most important thing.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll go back to Bobby to hear what he has to say about Simmons, whether he's taking the time to at least watch some of his highlights. Nice to hear, brother. I hope you had again a good day at work. Thank you for again for being a member of the community. We sincerely do appreciate you. But big up to you too, Shirina Govindarajan. Nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. Tuning in from work. Sorry about that. We are drinking tears, mate. Yeah, enjoyable. Best time to be a Chelsea fan. We are getting the right players that fit the profile rather than star players. That latter part of your comment makes me happy. And again, I'm just happy the fans don't dictate what players we sign. Had that been the case, you could argue with sign players, star players, rather than the profile that fit what we want to do. But here's the most again impressive thing here is that we're signing players that fit what we want to do, and at the same time ensuring that they are of the height quality. That's on its own is quite impressive. Honestly. Good day to you too. Real Gems, nice to see you. And sure not nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well and thank you for tuning in. Sincerely do appreciate you. Good day, Real Gems. Xavi Simons in Coachila. Just go away. I'm gonna just you're still a mod. What have why are you still a mod? Nice to see you, Keisha, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Bobby, let's hear you. Xavi Simons, it looks like definitely it's gonna happen. But Jorrel Hato happens before Xavi Simons. But I'm happy. Both players, you could argue, uh, yeah, we're stronger than we were before signing them, in my opinion. But let's hear you, Bobby.
Coach, for me, when a deal is at the talking phase like this, because this is the reality, it's still at the talking phase. I don't hang my hat on it. I'm keen because of what I've heard. You know, as I've said, Jorrel Hato, and Xavi Simons. These are players that I can't say I'm particularly versed in, so I accept what I'm being told about, and hopefully, if they wear the blue shirt and come to Chelsea, I'll get to see them in the pre-season and then have an assessment there myself. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? I don't know it. You know, all the signs are that it's happening. The key thing is that both players have indicated and said they are happy to or willing to or wanting to join Chelsea, which I think is very important. I think I've heard, correct me if I'm wrong, that the Gerald Hato asking price has dropped to now 40 million euro, which is well within our range. And the deal for uh, um,
Xavi.
uh,
Xavi?
Gerald Simmons, um,
Xavi Simons.
Xavi Simons, yeah, sorry, gosh, Xavi
It's a
Simmons
difficult one. I just learned how to
seems,
pronounce it today
well,
because
because there's so
go
many
ahead.
names we're interchanging constantly.
Yeah,
Because it seems, you know, their club, is it Leverkusen? I've forgotten, who's he play for? Does he play
Leipzig.
for? Oh, he plays for Leipzig. Well, Leipzig, I think they have an interest in some of our players. Not least to mention Carney, um, and it's Leverkusen that has interest in Sterling. So you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's very important we do get the deals done quickly because, um, you know, preseason starts for us very, very soon. I think by the end of next week, we'll start seeing players flooding back into Cobham. So we need them there at the beginning, not just turning up somewhere along the line. It's important to have these guys all there at the beginning. So I remain cautious. I don't get overtly excited. It's good, and that's all I can say about it at the moment.
Let me say this quickly, Bobby. What if, let's say, if we're able to get the two deals across again, sign both players? How would you rate? You could say this window.
Well, if we sign both players and we keep the majority of what we have, you know, we know the players that are up for sale. We're talking of Nkunku. We're talking of what's his name? The guy that Atletico's looking at. Shit.
Renato Viega.
Vega. We're talking of that. If we keep them, I don't want to see Jackson go. To be honest, I don't. And the further we go into the later it is in the transfer window, the less I want to see that happen, because we need to be able to respond with a move. And you know, when there's no time, then there's no need to do that deal. I want to see Jackson stay. If we keep him, okay, let Nkunku go, let Renato Vega go. He wasn't really a first team player anyway. There's João Felix that needs to go. There's there's Chilwell, there's Sterling. I mean, if we get all that done, I'll be quite happy. I'll feel more comfortable about going in to face the huge challenges we have in front of us, especially the Premier League. We should feel quietly confident that if we get our tactics right and get our team in the right mood, I think we have a good chance. Um, yeah, I mean, another thing got mind is my trend of thoughts just going
Mm.
now. But I was going to say the goalkeeper. Now people are still saying, "Oh, change the goalkeeper, change the goalkeeper, the goalkeeper." I have two things to say about this. First of all, the way Sanchez finished the season was respectable. I don't think he did himself any harm at all. Yes, there are these sort of momentary heart in mouths, almost um, uh, uh, scatterbrain moments, almost. He never really did that. He never really completed that. Even at the Club World Cup, where two things he did. One, he started that dribbling out of the back, which he was nearly caught. And the other one, when he parried a ball and Colwill came and just saw and cleared it. This is against PSG. Apart from those things, he relatively did a lot more right than wrong. And he certainly saved us from many a goal bound shot, both towards the end of the season and in that competition. Why am I saying all this? I don't think Chelsea want to not him as the number one. I think because of that Roberts guy, the goalkeeping coach, I think our goalkeepers are going to stay the same. Am I
Did we
overtly?
change goalkeeping coach? I think I heard something to that effect. I think we've changed him.
Not that I've heard. I don't know.
Was it
Not that
Start
I've
that
heard.
said that the other day here? But go ahead with what you're saying.
I've not heard that. Maybe. I mean, if it is, that's fine. But I've not heard that. I think there is a plan, a long-term plan going towards the eventual integration of Mike Penders. I don't see them changing Sanchez. And because of that, I just want his form to be encouraged. Because look, outside of his errors, Sanchez is an excellent goalkeeper. He's really good. He can take the ball. He can relieve pressure by claiming crosses. There was a time he was doing some real rubbish with crosses. Now he comes out and firmly claims them. He's an excellent shot stopper. He can save penalties. He's good at long range distribution. It's the short range stuff that he gets caught out with sometimes, but that can be improved. So I wouldn't be that concerned with him in goal so far as we can keep his concentration going. So yeah, I mean, if and hopefully when we get these two signings across the line, we have to just button down the hatch and work on what we've got. And I think we should be very excited for the season.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that contribution. What else do we have? Yeah, we've read that. Bobby is cautiously optimistic, like a politician, which is a good thing. Honestly, I think if you are able to live by that rule of waiting until you get an official announcement from the club or see a picture of the club, you can say pretending to be signing a document, that's when you know it's done. Even in some cases, medical alone, completing medical medical tests alone, uh, isn't enough to to guarantee that a player will be joining a particular club. So, but that's fine. Let's see what else we hear. Albert, thank you for reposting the stream. Sincerely do appreciate that. What else do we have here? Ben Roberts is no longer a coach. He's the goalkeeping coordinator. You see that, Bobby? So I don't know whether that's the reason why he's become better. I honestly do not know. But whatever that's led to him, you could say, finishing the season better than usual and doing as well as he did in the US during the Club World Cup. Long may that continue. Honestly, I'm just happy about that. I don't know, Dante, you want to add anything to the goalkeeping discussion before we move on to the next item?
No, exactly. I agree with Bobby. Look, Sanchez has always been a
And
very good
that's
goalkeeper.
actually huge coming from you.
No, I do agree with him every now and then. It's
No, I'm just
not.
saying, in terms of your view of Sanchez, it changed,
Look,
and
no, he's always been a
but
great
rightly
goalkeeper,
so,
though.
though. But go ahead.
He's always been a great goalkeeper, even before that, even at Brighton. The
Yeah,
problem was they changed their play style and their coach, and it didn't suit him. And yeah, he fell down the pecking order. So he's never been very good with his feet. He's actually improved a lot with his feet. He still has a lot of problems. We know he freezes in those moments. He's got the IQ problem when he freezes under pressure. Ball is at his feet, especially. So, but shot stopping, he's always been a top shot stopper, always. Even a cross claimer, he's always been good because he's a very tall goalkeeper. He's got a very long reach. So he's always been very good at that side of the game. It's just those moments when he freezes up, which he still has and he will always have, unfortunately. You're never getting that out of him. So it's just about limiting those, but he's always going to make those mistakes, unfortunately. So at his age, yeah, that's not changing. Look, he definitely deserves another go. We'll wait and see what happens next season. But I guarantee you, like we said many times with Maresca, if someone else is available and he's an upgrade on Robert Sanchez, Maresca will go for that player, and he will, buy that if he's available, or we can get him. So for now, he'll sticking with that. But even Jorgensen, people sleeping on Jorgensen, don't be surprised Jorgensen takes his spot by midway through the season, or even by the end of the season. So you
he's
never
proven
know.
he can.
Yeah, he's got the qualities. He's got all the qualities, and he's proved. He's only made one mistake since he's been at Chelsea. One mistake leading to a goal, which was that Aston Villa goal when he came on in the Premier League. So, other than that, he didn't put a foot wrong in the Conference League or the other games he played in the Cup games, even some of the Premier League games. So, yeah, look, he's still a very young keeper because too is young. But after winning, after experiencing that, after another year in England, settling in, knowing the players better, don't be surprised that can happen as well. So, and then of course we talked about Penders earlier as well. So, but I do know if someone does come along that's better, like a Magnanen is available, Chelsea will go for him, and Maresca would welcome him as well, because I can guarantee you, we saw that with Madueke. It was basically his adopted son working about it. But when the time came and other players came that are much better, that was not the case anymore. So
Yeah, thank you so much there. I think their eggs are in a pandas basket. Sanchez and Jorgensen, it is for now, but I think Jorgensen stays. He's excellent on the ball, equally an excellent shot stopper, just very young, inexperienced maybe, but he's proven occasions when given good opportunity that, yeah, he's a good goalkeeper, honestly. But like you said, Dante, people are sleeping on him. But that's, by the way, 26 likes. We can do a lot better than that. We still have 33 people following the show, a total of 215, 33 on YouTube, the rest here between X and Facebook. And if you're following the show on X or maybe Facebook, please take a second and drop a like on the video, and also our X account or Facebook account. Would really appreciate that. And if you don't mind joining on YouTube and subscribing to our channel, would really appreciate that too. So this reads: Atletico Madrid had an offer in for Renato Viega, but Chelsea's rigid approach and talks led to the club to go all in on David Hanko, much older than Renato Viega. So Atletico quickly reached an agreement with Feyenoord for Hanko. I don't think there are shortage of options of clubs looking to sign Renato Viega. Atletico thought they were going to get him on the cheap, probably because they know how much we paid for him. But yeah, he, I mean, we've nurtured him. He's become a much better player, irrespective of again measure of games he played. Whether you think he played enough games to become better, I don't care. Look, one reason why Atletico knew he existed in the first place, but I don't know, using the term rigid approach. Wow, because we want a certain amount. Look at them. I don't know, but Bobby, let's hear you. You have any? I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Um, yeah, I think Chelsea, their fans, their content creators, they really don't know how to play this game. We talk too much, to be honest. You
I
know,
think that's
it's
from Luca Bendoni. I think an Italian journalist. No, but go ahead.
yeah, and I don't think it's true, by the way, but I'm going a long way round to get to that point.
Okay.
You know, we talk too much. You know, we I don't know. It just seems like you know, we like people to think we're intelligent or whatever, whereas actually we're not. You know, you when a club either wants to or maybe even needs to sell players, you don't keep banging on about it. You kind of play it down a little bit. You allow, because these publicity echoes, they go to places, and they are important in terms of deals. You know, people I think will say, "Ooh, Atiko, they're not going to listen to what little old me is saying." No, to the contrary, the build up of all these little noises here, little noises there, becomes a massive echo. Now, why I say I have my doubts about this story is I heard earlier, I've forgotten where I heard it now, about somebody coming for Vega, but I think I mean somebody coming for Atletico going for a particular player instead of Vega. But I think the deal for that player to go to Saudi has gotten so far down the line, and I think it's this player that it just isn't possible. I think the deal has already been done, agreements have been made, and that's what I'm hearing. Now, this is where I mean, this hasn't been said yet from any of the big uh, transfer gurus. You know, Fabrizio, as far as I last saw, is still saying that discussions are going. And I think so is Ben Jacobs. And even Ornstein has not, he said it once and he's not really gone back to saying anything. So I wouldn't say that that deal is shut yet. But yet again, why should Chelsea lowball themselves all the time? What they want is what they want. You either meet us at a decent point or forget about it. I think it's really that simple. I think Chelsea are looking at, is it 40 million? Atletico, I think they'll take 35 if Atletico get there. Now, if they don't want to go 35, then they don't value the player much anyway. I mean, crikey, this is a club that spent, was it 100 and what million on Jao Felix? So it's not as if they can't spend money. Um, I'm with the club on this one. You know, there's how low you can go, yeah, but we have our limits. And it's important we send out that message that, look, we set our fees, um, we'll discuss with you. But if you think when we say we want 40, you're going to give us 20, it's not going to happen. I mean, look at what happened with AC Milan and Mike Mignon. Nobody else budges when we come for their players. So why should we? So either they want him or they don't. It's really that simple. If they don't, then F off. Go talk to somebody else. If
Yeah,
they do, show me your
Here's
Yeah,
an
money.
that
update
feels
on the
off
screen,
anyway
Bobby.
because
just
Yeah.
quickly, here's an update with regards. You did mention something with regards to Saudi Arabia, Arabian club being in the process of signing that player in question. So Fabrizio now reports that, and thank you, Vic. Reports that Atletico Madrid signed David Hanko from Feyenoord on 30 million euros of fixed fee plus add-ons. Contract also agreed with the defender after Al Nassr deal collapsed. So the Saudi
Okay.
deal didn't go through. Go ahead.
Okay, then fine. They've got a cheaper player. Fine.
A
We all
much
move
older
on.
player, actually, in my
Well,
opinion.
there you go. So, what I'm glad is that we're not lowballing anything. And, sometimes you have to play the hard game. You've got to not buckle every time somebody tells you to blink. And I'm so glad Chelsea aren't doing it. We did it with Mike Mignon. They wouldn't move. We said, okay, fine. We walk on, and we've got other options. So if Atletico don't want Renato, fine. I guess Renato will be disappointed, but
Yeah,
it
he
is what
wanted
it
the
is.
move.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Because it's his kind of football, isn't it? But there'll be others, and we have to wait for it. If not, he can rot in the reserves. He's our player. We don't need to just take any old nonsense from anybody.
Yeah, we don't owe him that, honestly. So
That's
I'm
it.
happy. We'll move on if they don't pay up. Yeah, it's just buy Felicia. It's simple. We're not in a hurry to sell him. We
Exactly.
can find a loan for him. you know yeah, I think this is that particular report here. At the moment, the Hanko deal is financially easier for Atletico Madrid. Meanwhile, Chelsea insists on a 40 million euros package for Renato Viega. Pay us what we want. It's simple, because otherwise I don't want us to be seen as a stepping stone. You can't just come to Chelsea. You can say we present you to the world, and then you expect us to sell us at the price that be, you can say, at the desired price from the buyers in question. I don't think we should be doing that. So I'm with you. Again,
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
question
if
the club's decision in that regard. Go
oh,
ahead.
we're at a point where you see, if we keep allowing these low balls, it will never end. Nobody will ever take us seriously when we set a
Exactly.
price
Yeah.
on a player. So sometimes you've got to just say, okay, fine, and move on. There will always be somebody else. Renato Vega is not the kind of player that somebody wouldn't want, especially as a centre back. Centre
Especially
backs
at
are not
his age.
exactly, they're not that easy, and he's quality. So, the question there is, did they even have the money in the first place? They've gone for a better option, and I think they'll regret it.
Again, I'm going to say this: there aren't a shortage of clubs interested in signing Renato Viega, and I don't think we'll be in a hurry to sell him. But the good thing I like is that I've heard that even if we don't succeed in selling Renato Viega, would still sign Jorrel Hato. Yep, Ty. I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna use the language she used in that song, but something better have my money or something like that, but I don't want to sing it. But that's, by the way, this is Graham Barely. Unlike Viega, Hato is seen primarily as a left back, where he has spent most of his time at Ajax rather than a centre half. Although he's more than capable of fulfilling that role. He's versatile, and again, if you pay attention, if you've been paying attention to our recruitment in recent years, since the new ownership, I would say, the current owners that took over, they're no longer new owners. We've been buying versatile players, and that makes me happy, really. Chelsea are in advanced talks with Ajax over a deal for centre back Jorrel Hato. It's understood that Chelsea are ready to pay £44 million, which is 50 million euros, but Ajax are holding out for around 52. I think we'll get the deal over the line. Um, Usually negotiations, it's normal that we'll start at a certain price, and then we'll talk. They tell us what they're asking, and then we go back in and say, okay, how about this amount? Chelsea value Ajax defender Jorrel Hato at around 40 million euros, 35 million pounds. Benchmark is the 34 million plus. I don't want us to, again, who was that? That was the Mexican kid at the time, guy that we wanted to sign. Um, Ajax refused to sell him, and I think he let to join West Ham or what club. I hope we don't face that sort of risk this time. Um, Even though the Mexican wanted it, was it Alvarez, the midfielder? He wanted to join us.
Yes,
Um,
Alvarez. Yes.
yeah. So I hope we don't experience such issue this time. I do hope so. Even though he wanted to join us at the time, they still, decided they want to keep him. They forced him to stay, but I think later they sold him for less. Um, all right. This one says that Chelsea about Isha Samuel Smith deal, who is in talks over a permanent move to Strasbourg. That's still a strategy too. You could say for some reason that they wanted to be on a permanent, but that's a good player, and I thought he was going to be with us again for the coming season. But anyway, it seems like Hato. Well, this is Vince's opinion. It looks like that's going to be the case, and I like the fact that Jorrel Hato has made it clear he wants to join Chelsea, but that doesn't guarantee anything. And remembering remembering the Mexican guy thing, serious PTSD for me. You have to love the way the club are operating, not a pushover, cautious, based on past mistakes, but reaping rewards of the process used. Yeah, we'll never, again, you can't force us to pull down our pants for you. We don't do that anymore. We don't sign players for the sake of it. We sign players that will fit into what we want to do, and that makes sense. So if you have any questions in the chat, drop it there. Do not ask any difficult questions, otherwise I will assume I will throw it at the other panelists or maybe pretend I don't see it. What else do we have here? Nothing new. It doesn't look like anything new has emerged. Maybe let me refresh this page and see if anything new emerged as the show progressed. Bobby, anything else you want us to talk about before we go news hunting?
Nothing has really developed yet. So yeah, I think we've dealt with what's current at the moment.
Okay, we're gonna go news hunting in a bit. Ty, blame your dirty mind, not me. Dante, anything else you want us to talk about while I refresh this page? It takes a while. Then after that, we'll
No,
call it a day.
just with the Vega one. Yeah, that was, yeah. I was waiting to come in on that one, but I didn't get a chance. So yeah, that Fabrizio reported that like 4 hours ago that they signed Henko instead. But yeah, as you say, there's going to be plenty of suitors for him, no problems. He's a starting international now with Portugal, so 22 years of age. Yeah, not too many of those on the market like that exactly. So yeah, look, he will definitely be sold by the end of the transfer window. It might take a little bit longer, but he will be sold by the end of the transfer window. If not, somehow something it doesn't happen, well, he'll go out on loan again, like we sent him to Juventus for 3 million.
Or even Strasbourg.
No, he won't go. I don't think
You don't think
that guy.
because
I can tell you now.
he has better options, right?
I can tell you right now that guy's not going to Strasbourg. He's only going to a bigger club because he's got the taste of it now. He's got the ego. He's not going to a smaller club. After Juventus, now Atletico Madrid, he wants to go somewhere where he's in the limelight, in the spotlight, and so he can keep that international spot as a centre back. So yeah, he will not go to a club like Strasbourg. That's not. I don't think that would ever happen. Not now, anyway. After what we did for him, really, because we put him on the map, like you said a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we did.
So,
yeah.
And that's fine. Like I said, it's a business. Sometimes players use clubs. The opposite happens all the time as well. So it's a business. It's a win-win for everyone, for the player, for his agents, for Chelsea, for everyone. It's a win-win in the end. So we'll find a solution, I'm sure, and he'll be moved on.
Yeah, I do agree with you. What else do we have here? I refreshed this. It's not showing anything. What the heck? And it's gonna go dark for a bit right now. Just the news on hunting, and then we'll call it a day. We've been streaming for 1 hour 44 minutes. So yeah, Anything new? It doesn't look like anything new. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
coach, I need to go work on my tan a bit more tomorrow.
all right, man. Don't get sunburned. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, bro. Thank you so much for finding the
All
time
right,
to
guys,
join the
take
show.
care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Okay. AB saying had to reach the personal terms with Chelsea and has asked Ayas to leave. A fantastic news, but at the same time, that's no guarantee. I think for the time, is that was it the Alvarez guy, the midfielder we wanted to sign at the time? We did reach, didn't we? Reach personal. Didn't we agree personal terms with him? And then Ajax said, "No, you're staying." He wanted to leave, wasn't happy. They forced him to stay. So, but I don't know what led to me remembering that. Now I'm not so sure we're gonna get this deal over the line. But I get your point. All right. If you have any questions, drop it in the chat. We'll try to address it. Otherwise, I think we'll call it a day. We've been streaming for 1 hour 45 minutes, and that's not bad. Nothing. I'm not anything new. But it looks like Jorrel Hato. It looks like we could get Here We Go today, or at most tomorrow. But the usual and forth with regards to Ajax's evaluation of the player and what we're willing to pay. So not surprising that we'll value him at 35 million pounds, and they value him around 40 or so, or 52. But not bad. These things happen during negotiations. You don't just go and give a club how much they're asking. They mention what they tell you how much they value the evaluation of the player, and tell them how much you're willing to pay, and then they say, okay, how about this? Hopefully we get Here We Go today. So if you have any questions, put it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. Bobby, anything else you want us to talk about, or should we just call it a day?
I think we've done our best today, Coach. Tomorrow's another day.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, our senior panelist and Bobby, I appreciate you for finding the time to join us on the panel, and the community in Constantine Dantu, who was also here. Thank you, AB. Thank you, and my little bro Ty also is here. Ty, I appreciate you. Again, control your dirty mind. Vic, thank you so much for finding the time to join us. And Kojo, thank you for reposting that. Keishan, my New York bro, I appreciate you. Real Gems, I appreciate you. And surely not Govin Down John, I appreciate you. Rain here. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun.